My name is Chris Cianciulli. Started into business, let's see, about 20 years ago. First business was into the fitness world, opened my first gym. Went to college in the area of exercise physiology. Fitness has always been a passion of mine. Doing something to impact people's lives has always been a passion of mine. And I found the way that I could do it was through fitness. So got a degree in exercise physiology and continued on. Wanted to pursue, wasn't sure what area of fitness I wanted to get involved in. I myself was a competitive bodybuilder and knew that had a short shelf life. And then following an injury and tearing my pec, my competitive days of bodybuilding were done. So that kind of segued into how can I help others and get gratification and enjoy doing that. So in over the course of about 10 years, I built a one-on-one training facility, as well as subletted space out of a gym chain in which I had trainers working for me, and worked with athletes, worked with celebrities, did all that. And I found that my favorite people to work with were just regular people and helping them to set goals and accomplish them. So that was basically, up until now, has been a culmination of working with, I would say, hundreds, if not thousands of people since 2005, online, in person, in group settings. And then I got involved in network marketing about 7.5 years ago, started into the BNIs and the other groups like that, and found that I had kind of a flair for it. I like bringing people together. I love bringing people together. I thrive on introducing two people that can benefit each other and have a symbiotic relationship. Yeah. So back 8 months ago, started this little thing called Connexx, and it was just myself and 3 others. And then that now we're just about 80 members. Wow. In 2 locations, one in Belmore and one in Melville, New York, in which we meet once a week when in person, and this isn't going on. And in the last 3 weeks, we've transformed ourselves into an online networking group that specializes in personal and business development. So that's where we are today.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I love I just got into networking a couple of years back. And it's something I really started to enjoy. You know, you just, like you said, you're always meeting new people, all different walks of life, bodybuilders, an insurance agent, real estate broker, all different types of people. So it's cool just to interact with people that are just in a completely different career field and might have had a completely different upbringing than you know? So that's pretty cool. When did you first get into, before I get off the fitness thing, when did you first get into fitness? Like, how old were you roughly?
I started working out in like a home weight set when I was in 5th grade. And then I joined my first gym when I was 15. And then that started, I would ride my bike to the gym in the morning before school. Yeah. I would go to the gym every morning before school. And it just became part of my life, where first thing out of bed every morning has got to be something physical, because it's just how I'm wired.
Dude, I get it. I just, I did an interview with this guy, Evan. He's a fitness coach over at Orange Theory. Mm-hmm. He has a similar mindset, and he's a little bit of a psycho too. He does like crazy, tries like 24-hour runs and stuff like that. We clicked right away too. He's like, both of us were like, man, if we don't like wake up and do some sort of like physical activity, even though it doesn't look like it for me, it's a great way to start my day. Like, I feel great after I get a good workout and sweat in, whether it's a bike ride, a run, you know, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever it is. To me, it's like a way of clearing the chatter, clears your mind, and just, I feel like it gives you such a good head start on the day. That's why when Ed told me a little bit about you, he's like, yeah, he's into bodybuilding. I was like, oh man, I have to reach out to this guy, where I feel like we're gonna connect pretty well. So that's cool that you're into all that stuff. What are you doing with the whole COVID-19? How are you getting your workouts in?
You know, I've switched it up, and I think where people are making mistakes is, if you're trying to emulate the workout that you are accustomed to, whether it's belonging to a gym, and if you're trying to create that same gym atmosphere, whether it's using hand weights or using just dumbbells, to expect yourself to get the same kind of workout that you get in a gym is crazy. So my philosophy is do something different. So my days are now, I'm starting every day with a 4 to 6 mile walk. I'm staying at my parents' in Connecticut with my wife and 2 daughters. And it's just so incredible. It's scenic here. I've been climbing, doing hills, and just at the top of the hill and overlooking Hartford, Connecticut, and just all the trees. And it's just been very therapeutic for me. Nice. So I'm focusing more on the cardiovascular exercise versus the weight training, because weights aren't going anywhere. This is to take advantage of something and clear my head. It's been just amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. How's the Connexx business been since the whole COVID-19 thing? Like, how have you guys adapted to that whole situation?
I got to be honest, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
What separates Connexx from any of the other networking groups that are out there is my philosophy has always been put the person before the profession. There are networking groups, and I won't specifically say their name, but those who are part of them will know what I'm talking about. There's groups that identify their members by their profession. So you might have Chris the trainer, you might have Sean the insurance guy. And do you know how long it takes? What does science say? How long does it take for a person to form an opinion about you? What would you guess?
30 seconds.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
4 seconds. So if we're at a meeting and you stand up and you say, "Hi, I'm Sean. I'm the insurance guy." Instantly, 3/4 of that room is going to say, "I don't like that guy. Yeah. He's going to try to talk to me about my insurance policy. He's going to harass me. He's going to bother me." So they're not going to make eye contact you, and they're not going to want to get to know you because they're afraid that you're going to harass them. Yeah. I don't like when people identify by their profession, because someone might identify themselves as a plumber or an exterminator, and they don't get the same respect as the people in the room who are, let's say, the attorneys or the CPAs. And I believe everyone should be treated equal, no matter what their profession is. And that's what Connexx is. It's looking at everyone the same way. We have one rule in Connexx. Some groups have bylaws and whole books. We have one rule, and that's everyone in the room is treated equally. There is no racial comments. There's no homophobic comments. There's no religious comments. There's no political views. Everything stays neutral, and everyone respects everyone in the room, whether it's their profession, judging what they do for a living, and it's just getting to know people as people. Because I've always said, and this proves true right now, your business can be taken away from you, your relationships can't. So our relationships at Connexx have only gotten stronger in the last 3.5 weeks. We do a call every day at Zoom at noon. It's 15 minutes of just bringing people together. And I can't believe how many people are on that call every day, but we've been averaging 60, 70 people per call for our meetings just through Zoom.
Wow, that's cool. What do you guys talk about during the meetings? Is it just specific things to business, or is it a little bit of everything?
Well, let's think about it, Sean. Right now, with what's going on, who can focus on business? Who's going to think about spending money when people don't know when they're going to get their next paycheck, or they're going to be able to pay themselves for their next job? So along my philosophy, put the person before the profession. Instead of focusing on your business, we're focusing on not only ways how you can reinvent yourself so that when we are able to leave this quarantine, we'll be in a better place than we were. But it's finding out on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis, how are you doing? It's just asking people, how are you? Because let's face it, this is something that none of us have gone through in our lifetime. No. For our parents, they've never gone through anything like this in their lifetime. So, and I really don't believe that we're ever going to go back to where we were. So to think that you're going to go back and you left the office on Friday, it's not like you're going to go back to work and it's Monday morning. There's going to be a whole new paradigm shift. I compare it to like Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes back and it's an alternative universe. Things are going to feel very out of sort, I believe, when we go back, with plexiglass between you and cashiers and meetings like this taking place instead of in person. A lot of companies are going to save money on rent, save money on travel, and it's going to force the innovative people to come up with new technology. And that's why I think there's going to be a huge boom in the economy. Probably within a year, I think things are going to get really good for business. As far as health, fingers crossed, and it's not to make light of anything. It's a serious thing we got going on.
Yeah, I hear you. And that's a really good point that you said about health and just getting people on the call. Because I feel like even I'm a part of another networking group, and even when, the 6 of us hop on in the morning, it's like, even though you're not there in person, it's like, wow, I'm talking to somebody else besides my wife. get to have a little bit of a conversation, even if you, like you said, not about business. It just makes you feel like you're almost normal again, if that makes sense. It puts you back in like the similar routine that you used to be in, which is nice. So that's
you just said the word routine. I'm sorry, you said routine, and I want to just touch on routine.
All right.
The most important thing that I believe in a person's life is routine. You need to have a formula for success. So for
100%.
me and for you, we're saying that waking up in the morning and doing something physical is how we like to start our day. For people right now that are quarantined or sitting at home, they might not have purpose or reason to get up. They can stay in their pajamas all day. They can lay in bed all day. They can check a couple of emails for work, but there's nothing there, so they go back to their Netflix marathon. Yeah. My feeling is if everyone has purpose, we started the Zoom at noon just to get our group to all check in with each other for 15, 20 minutes, to make contact, to see each other's eyes, to know that they're not in this alone. That might be the only thing that someone in Connexx has on their schedule to do today, but at least it's one thing. And I've told everyone there's two things you should do every day. It's one, make your bed, and two, get onto the Zoom call, because at least by you getting up, making your bed, you're going to be more inclined or more likely to take a shower and get dressed. Even though you're not facing anyone that day, just feeling dressed, just getting dressed will make you feel better and make you, again, feel that purpose, like you have a reason to get out of bed, to connect with people. Even if it's, I arranged tonight at 7:00, I have my 23-year high school reunion. I arranged a virtual high school reunion because I said, cool. You know what? I haven't seen people in the last 3 years since my 20-year reunion. I said, why don't we just connect with everyone that I can? So I'm finding people that I can just say hi to, because you realize when you're not talking to people how many you miss that are in your life that you don't have regular contact with anymore. And I've taken this opportunity to try to reestablish some relationships that have kind of fallen by the wayside when we've been too busy.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. And back to making the bed. I love that. Similar to, I think, why I do the workout in the morning, besides it making me feel good, I think it gives you a sense of accomplishment. Like you completed a task, you know what I mean? Whether it's making the bed or working out, like you completed that task. It makes you feel great. You accomplished something. Now go on to the next task and, go from there, which is awesome. Back to Connexx real quick. How long has the group been going on for, roughly?
8 months.
8 months. Nice. And you guys are, you're still trying to, I know it's a unique time right now, but you guys are still trying to grow. Are you going to have like, you say you have 2 locations right now? You're going to try to expand? Do you have plans to expand or?
Yeah, we actually added 4 new members last week. So it's continued to grow. And what Connexx is going to be doing is going to be going virtual. So going to be starting a virtual group, because people have been coming on to our Connexx Wednesday morning calls for the last 3 weeks, and they don't live on Long Island. So we've got people in the city, Brooklyn, North Carolina, California, Pennsylvania. So these people want to be part of Connexx, but they can't physically be there. So this is the perfect time to start the visual Connexx group, which will be meeting on Monday nights. So it's finding who is the best fit for that. We don't at Connexx, unlike most groups, we don't have one per category. I think one per category is hands down the dumbest thing a networking group can possibly do.
I was literally just going to ask you that.
I think it's the dumbest thing. And I would love to speak to any of the people in any of those networking groups. And when people hear this, or when I tell this to people, it makes so much sense that, have you ever been, Sean, before you were married, did anyone set you up on a blind date?
No.
All right. So let's say
I'm not that handsome.
Let's say, for those who have ever been on a blind date, I can tell you this. When being set up on a blind date, you will go because someone that you know is recommending that you sit down with someone and just get to know each other, see if you hit it off. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it goes over like a lead balloon. You don't get along with a person. They're just not the right fit. You're not going on a second date. You went on the first date because you didn't want to let down the person that recommended them. Networking groups, to me, are the same thing. You might have an accountant, you might have a lawyer, you might have a plumber, you might have an electrician. You're not going to switch your accountant based on one person's recommendation. But if we have an electrician in the group, or a handyman for that matter, I might say to the group, I need a handyman. So the group says, you've got to use this guy. He's our handyman. I have that person come. They show up late. They don't call me back when I'm trying to make the appointment. They charge me more than I was expecting or more than they estimated. They don't do such a great job.
Yep.
I used them because they're the person in the group that I'm supposed to use. However, I'm never going to use them again, and I'm not going to recommend them to anyone because I'm not happy with the service or the job they did. They feel very confident, that handyman in the group, because they have that protection. They bought the category. And as long as they honor their obligation, they get to stay in the group. And although their service might not have been great, I'm going to tell members of the group in my own private conversations where I was disappointed or not happy with that service. And now that's going to trickle down to where other people in the group aren't going to use that person. So if I have a family member or a friend that says, hey, do you have a handyman? I'm not going to recommend that person because I had a bad experience. Yeah. However, in Connexx, where we have, with you in insurance, we have 4 people in one of our groups and 2 insurance people in the other group. There's variety. And to me, I can pair up who I think is a better fit for that handyman or insurance person, whatever the category is. So I might give person A to this person because I think it's a better fit. However, the next person asks for recommendation, I might give them person B because I think they're a better fit. And when you're threatened by others, it's really time that you examine yourself, because if you're confident in your own ability and yourself as a person, you're not going to mind if there's 9 or 10 people. In Connexx, I have 2 members that own their own networking groups. So here, one of them has 60, 70 people that go to their meetings. We have someone else that has 4 chapters for his group. And yet I go to their meetings and they come to Connexx meetings because we're not threatened by each other. We learn from each other. We work together. And that's what it's all about, working with others. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand networking, because networking is building relationships. So it's almost an oxymoron when you say we only allow 1 per category. It's just idiotic to think like that. It's short-sighted to think that way. And once we return to work, those are the kind of people that are going to see the end in sight, because they do things that way because that's how they've always done them. Connexx has evolved.
I love you, Chris. That's awesome, man. It's so funny because I remember when I've been in the industry for almost 10 years now. When I first got in, I went to a few networking meetings and they had an insurance guy already. And let me tell you, dude, this guy I tried to talk to him. He gave me kind of like a cold shoulder. Like, he didn't want to give me, any peace of mind. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. And it's not one time it's happened. It's happened multiple times with different insurance people. Yep. And I've always thought the same way. Like now that I've been doing it long enough, I've talked to other insurance people who are willing to work together. But like you said, that's what it's all about, man. You should, don't be scared of your competition. Like, you guys should feed each other, help each other. Like, at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to live and help each other. And hopefully, whoever you're trying to help is doing the right thing. But dude, I couldn't agree with that more, man.
Well, it's, I compare Connexx back to the dating analogy. My wife might have things to say why I have some dating analogies. I would take, if you look at let's say the groups that meet once a month, and then you have your groups that meet once a week. Some of them might have 3 letters in their name. Other groups might have a French sounding name. And then you have Connexx. So I compare those to, let's see, Tinder, Match.com, and eHarmony.com. If I say to someone, why do people register for Tinder? To get lucky. We all know that. Why do people go on Match.com? Well, they're looking for a relationship. But in reality, they're trying to get lucky. When you go to eHarmony.com, most people will make a face and say, oh, you've got to pay for that one. Oh, that's such a long application to become a member of that or to join. So if you were to take the once a month groups, that's your Tinder. If you look at the 3-letter or the French sounding, that's your Match.com. They might say that they're looking for a relationship, but in reality, they're looking to get lucky. They want that one piece of business. It's quick, it's transactional. Connexx is like the eHarmony. We are looking to establish and build a long-lasting relationship. We're not looking for one meal. we're looking for a harvest. We're looking to plant seeds, nurture relationships over time, and not get one piece of business, but get constant return business and referrals from multiple people down a long stream of business or branches of business. So it's not one person, it's everyone that knows that one person. So the leads just keep coming. And once you establish that, you don't even have to work for business anymore. It starts coming to you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. What, have you got any vibes from, I'm just curious, like, so let's say you have a couple insurance agents in the group, right? And another insurance guy wants to join. Do you ever get people that are like, I don't want to join though, because there's too many insurance people in the group? Have you gotten that yet? Or you found the opposite?
No, because this is the way that most groups have always done it. Of course, it gets some curiosities. The main thing it gets, like, people will say, really, you don't find that they cannibalize each other or there's less business to go around? And this is where people, they have to make me laugh. For some reason, people that think that groups have exclusivity, they think that that means the group is only using that person. I can tell you, as someone that looks at all the other networking groups that are going on, I've seen names of people that show up on one business networking group where they're supposed to only be in one, but then I find that same name on another group that they belong to, which is funny because that first group thinks they're only using the people in that group because of their exclusivity rule. Yet in reality, if they don't like the chiropractor in group A, they're going to go use a chiropractor from their group B if someone asks. So it's not like this doesn't go on anyway. It's kind of like telling your daughter, you can't wear that. She's going to wear it anyway. So why not be honest and upfront and discuss your reasons or your problem with something so that it can be resolved and both points can state their case.
Yeah, that's a good perspective. All right, last thing, because I know I told you this would be about 15 minutes. I know you wanted to talk about some upcoming events that Connexx has going on. So I'm assuming they're Zoom related.
We don't
yeah. So what do you got going on?
Well, in addition, every day, anyone who wants can join us. Zoom at noon. It's
cool.
At noon. It goes 15 minutes, but in the last 3 Zoom at noons that we've done, we put it on Facebook Live and has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views. So we're going to, sometimes we stop at 15 minutes, but we continue on for Facebook Live. And we had a guest on last week who's a longtime friend of mine and former client of mine named Shira Benedito. And she's a medium, psychic medium, and she is just unbelievable. And I've always been kind of a skeptic. Yet when she's done readings for me, she has told me things that nobody on this planet knows about me except for my parents and my wife. So like, it blew my mind, some of the things she said. So she came on last week and she read some of the people that were on the call. And I got probably 10 to 12 text messages and emails and phone calls following the call saying how amazing she was. So her and I brainstormed that afternoon and said, what could we do to do this again and go a little bit bigger? So tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we're doing, it's a business/psychic medium where people with businesses are going to be coming on. And if they want to pose a question or ask something related to their business, or if they want to ask something personal, Shira's going to do what she does. And I know that a lot of people will be really impressed by that. And in addition to that, we have our Zoom at noon. And anyone that is looking for more information, they can get it at, if you can see over my head, getconnexx.com.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
And right there, it gives information about the group. If anyone wants to attend one of our meetings, even if it's our Wednesday morning Zoom meeting, they're welcome to attend and check it out. But like I said at the beginning, I don't believe that business will ever return right back to where it was. So it's the business owners that are innovative and outside the box thinkers, and everyone in Connexx fits that description. And that's why they're open to a group like Connexx. So I encourage anyone that wants to learn more to get involved, reach out to me. I would love to share that with anyone that sees this. And we're always looking for more positive people to add that energy to our group.
That's awesome, dude. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on to the show. I'm glad Eddie got us connected.
He's a master networker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's good. Like I said, thanks again for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Anytime. Thanks so much, Sean.
All right, no problem, dude. Take it easy.